Hello, my name's Callum. I'm a mixed media generalist animator who loves working on all parts of the production pipeline. My primary focus is on pre and post production. I'm a big fan of character design, storyboarding, animatics, colour and video editing. I believe this is very well represented within all of my work. Coming off my first year, I was quite unsure of what I wanted to do going forward, because at the time I really didn't like any of the 2D animation software that we've been shown, and I was very inexperienced with them. In the end, I ended up deciding on doing some stop motion work. I've had a lot of experience doing stop motion in the past. It was what I submitted for my final project in college. I did a handful of it in my first year, and then it's something I've been interested in all my life. For this project, my roles were video editor, character designer, and assistant animator, which all sounds very professional, but I can assure you, this project was not. Unfortunately, for this project, I really didn't get to focus on character design as much as I wanted to. Like, I wanted to do full character sheets, full turnarounds, full everything for every single character, but because the production was so rushed and not thought through at all, I didn't get the time to do that, and others, tried to step in to do it for me, which is not what I wanted in the slightest. And then when the puppets were actually being made, they turned out nothing like anything that I'd designed. However, I do still quite like the designs I managed to come up with for this project, and would like to do something more with them in the future. Editing this project was also quite time consuming as there was a lot of scenes and so much to do. Rig removal was a very painful process, but I think for most scenes it was done quite well, but a lot of the time my group members neglected to take clean plates of the scene before they started animating, which made my job as a rig remover extremely difficult. They also left a lot of sloppiness when animating, which they all assumed could be fixed in editing, which obviously it could not be. From the start, we didn't really put an emphasis on audio, as we assumed that it would be a mostly silent film with just background music throughout the entire piece. However, the background music never got completed. This resulted in me on the final day before submission, scrambling through a bunch of different programs and stuff, getting a bunch of sound effects, putting it all in there when it worked, and just eventually saying, you know what, this is good enough. There were a lot of downsides to this project, especially when it came to communication and work ethic. This definitely wasn't the best time for me mentally, and resulted in the creation of the Clomcast, which was essentially me on a voice message to my private group chat, ranting about all the things that were going wrong each day, for 20 to 30 minutes at a time. Here's a sample of one now.
Anyway, so I said if we don't put all our together, we will fail. And goddamn, every day it's looking more likely. I put that message in last night. I get one reply from one person, have a conversation with it, but the project manager sees the message, doesn't say hasn't spoken to me all day. Everybody else in the group is fine with me.
Looking positively, this project did teach me what it was like to work in a large team and work with various different people and work on a proper stop motion production. In the future, I will most likely attempt doing some more stop motion, but it won't be anything like this. If anything, it would be similar to the test animations I did at the start of the semester. I think that my second semester went so much better, especially considering towards the start my group had a very clear emphasis on communication, which was something we all severely lacked in our first semesters individually. I also think the group being smaller and being people who I already knew and was already quite close friends with worked in my favour quite well, because then we were just able to talk through anything at all and get everything done. We never really had set roles for this project, and I found myself really enjoying anything that I worked on. At the start of the semester, we were both struggling on what idea to pick between mine and Holly's because we both felt we had really good solid ideas and we weren't really bothered about who's got chosen. In the end, we decided to flip a coin, and whoever's idea got chosen, that would be the one going forward. So when we did, Holly's won, and we ended up doing that project. However, I still really like most of the ideas that I came up with, and there might be something I revisit going forward in third year or after university. Without getting too ahead of myself, my primary focus for this project was the first half of the film, showcasing the actual concert of Live Aid itself. Pre-production ran pretty smoothly, with both Eli and Holly taking on storyboarding, and once that was done, it was left to me to do the animatic. over the past year, I've gained such an appreciation for animatics. I love making them. I just think they're a lot of fun. During pre-production, I had plenty of time to work on other things, such as the live briefs, which I think really tested and showcased my skills quite well. For example, in the Giant Kitten live brief, I decided I wanted to make a cat that had 8 legs. I think this was a massive testament to my character design and refinement skills, especially when you consider it wasn't the only design I made for the final product. I am very happy with the final product, however, and I think it's one of the nicest things I've drawn this year. The logo animation also tested my patience quite heavily because I was using a trial version of Toon Boom Harmony, which didn't allow me to use a lot of the features of the regular one. It also proves to me that I can work quickly and efficiently in every part of the production pipeline, as the short animation is longer and more complicated than what I had to do for my super short in the first year. This only took me a few hours, whereas that one took me weeks. Back to the documentary side of things, this semester I really found an appreciation for Toon Boom Harmony, other than the trial that I had to use. In my first year, I really didn't like using it, and I didn't need to use it for the first semester of this year, but this semester I really refined my skills within working in the program. Also this semester, I really found all of the work I did quite rewarding and fun, and I think the people I worked with really helped with that. Whether it was just the first interview that we started recording...
Alright.
I'm going.
Starting recording now.
Cool. Clap.
Not you! No, one singular big clap. Getting feedback on concept art, or even just a simple, yeah, that looks really good. It all makes me feel really good about the project, and I'm quite happy with the final product. I enjoyed most parts of this production process, especially how satisfying it was to see the gradual progression from line art to colour. The satisfying feeling that I get when I'm making something really cool is one that I can't describe, but one that I really like a lot, and I'm probably even experiencing it when editing this. Isn't that right, Callum? So, what's next? Honestly, I really don't know. What is next? Honestly, I don't really know what's next right now, and at the time of doing this presentation, our documentary is almost complete and we'll be ready to submit it. Over the summer, I said I wanted to focus more on my online presence, whether that be making more videos for my current YouTube channel or some new ones for a completely different channel. Probably a bit of both. Maybe I'll post more on Instagram as well, like some of the stuff that I've done for this semester, or just some really cool photography. I also really want to start looking into doing some more 3D work. Earlier in the year we did multiple 3D sessions with Rob, and I quite enjoyed the entire modelling process, but I never got far beyond that. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to focus more on integrated animation, as it's something I found really interesting and inspires me quite a fair bit. My plans for third year include just doing really whatever I want, having total creative control and freedom over everything, and not really caring how consistent it is. I want to work in all the different mediums, I want to do anything, I just want to make the coolest looking thing I can possibly do, and I'm really looking forward to see how much my skills improve, and especially when I get to compare everything I did from all the different years and just see how much I've grown as an artist. Whatever I end up doing in the future, I am looking forward to it and seeing how much I can evolve. Like, I think personally, from where I'm standing right now, in the future, hopefully I'm going to get a lot better, but already I can see how much I've improved since my first year, and even my first semester. I mean, usually I'd end on like some funny little thing, but like, I really don't know what else to say. Like, how do I be funny? This is just like a really like professional Clomcast at the end of the day. Anyway, here's my show reel, which is already out of date, and then there's probably going to be some like funny bloopers at the end that you can like laugh at. Anyway, bye.
Before, but I couldn't tell you when. Now every step
parts of the production pipeline. Pipeline? Is that what you wrote, Callum? It fucking is. Coming off the second... in all parts of the production... who loves working in all parts of the production pipeline. It still says pipeline! I also feel this is impressive as it's not only I just wish that there was less complications within the group and my chair's squeaking. My chair is squeaking! Back on road again. My second semester. Fuck. No, I tried. I really tried. I really did.